The views and opinions of this broadcast do not reflect the views and opinions of Armed Media, New Productions and its affiliates. Enjoy the show.
What's up, everybody? Thank you guys for tuning into Armed Radio. My name is Shannon.
And I am Mr. Bill.
And we are your hosts for Talk Live Paranormal.
What's happening, everybody?
I just want to say real quick, I hope everybody had a good 4th of July. We didn't have a show last week. So I hope everybody I know we had a nice little break, so I hope everybody celebrated and was safe.
Yes. Everybody's supposed to have all 10 fingers and 13 toes.
Oh, that's what's wrong with me.
Oh, do we really want to go into that one right now?
Nope.
Hey, everybody, want to say a big shout out to all the armed forces that are listening, men and women who have served, who are done serving. We want to thank you, the people out there that are serving right now to make this country great. You guys are the best of the best. Thank you very much. Come home safe. God bless.
Amen.
Keep it up.
Thank you all for your service.
All right, so Shannon, I think we should start this show. Wait, Henry, sit down. You're going to want to sit down for this one. You're not sitting down already. Guys in the warehouse, we don't know where this is going to go. I think we should start this show with a little bit of fun of a question and answer period.
Okay.
I'll give the very first question.
Okay.
Now, these questions that I'm going to read, some of them were asked to a paranormal investigator by children. So God only knows where this is going to go.
We already know where it's going to go.
So, which one do I start? Okay, so, if a fish dies in a fishbowl and then the fishbowl is moved, does the fish ghost haunt the area where the fishbowl was? Even if there's not any water there?
Does it have an age range for these kids?
All the way from 6 to 10.
Okay.
So, will the fish be haunting your desk? Will it be in your bedroom, spooking the shit out of you? And since the fishbowl was only so big, can it only haunt that area right there? When Dad flushes it down the toilet, does the spirit go with it?
I'm gonna say it's just swimming around the house right now.
Really?
I have no fucking clue.
That would be a little bit scary.
It's just a little spirit fishing, swimming throughout the house.
Mom, I saw a spirit last night and it looked like Buggy.
Oh my god. Who names their fish Buggy? You just pull that out your ass.
My mom says that Buggy's a good name for a fish. Alright. Do you have a question?
No, keep asking children's questions.
Okay. Do monkeys have ghosts when they die?
I don't even know how to answer these questions.
Because didn't Coco, the gorilla that could sign, just died this year? Is she still there?
Did she see dead gorillas?
Ooh, I don't know.
God. Oh my god. I don't know. I would say yes.
Can ghosts breathe underwater?
Oh my god.
If a ghost gets wet in the rain, or wait, hold on. What the hell is that one? Where'd that go? I just moved my mouse. I can't. If there's thunder and loads of rain, does a ghost get wet? It's a good question.
Depends on whether or not they're underneath the porch or not.
Okay, can a ghost get hit by lightning? Can it?
If it's outside, I guess, sure.
Wouldn't that make all lightning ghosts? Because aren't spirits and paranormal things, aren't they just energy that's still there. It's what they say they are. They're a spirit, they're an energy, they're the energy entity of a person or a thing that was left behind. So when lightning strikes, is that just God way going, get your ass back up here?
Hey, I don't think there's any yes or no right. There's no right answer for these questions, okay?
If two ghosts run at each other, can they run through each other or do they bounce off?
Depends on how much energy they're putting off.
If you spray a ghost with stinky perfume, will it smell?
If it's stinky perfume, yeah.
Oh my
Sure.
God. If you blow dry a ghost, does it get fluffy?
It's all poofy and staticky. They're so
But look
fluffy!
at
Please don't tell me we're going to be laughing through this whole episode. Because my face hurts already.
Can you spray a ghost? Can you spray paint a ghost? I don't know about that.
I'm going to freaking try that. Be like,
You're gonna walk around with a holster with 2 cans of spray paint going, come on, motherfucker, bring it on.
There's a dark mask right there. Damn, it went away.
Do cows have ghosts?
I
That would be a good diet, ghost milk. Look, I'm drinking ghost milk. Good for the bones.
think any living thing can see ghosts or have ghosts.
Can a ghost breathe underwater?
If it has a scuba mask. I don't know. Are there any answers to these questions?
No, it was just the questions.
They were just random questions?
Yeah. Can you spray? We already did that one. You spray it now. If you blow it, we already did that one. Can ghosts go on a holiday?
Didn't Casper go on a holiday?
Yes, he did. In several of his cartoons.
I'm gonna have to go with yes.
Could you have a cow ghost underwater? What the hell?
Back to the cow ghost thing, huh?
Oh my God.
Future generation. This is the future generation.
We're screwed.
Well, as long as they're not eating Tide Pods and snorting condoms, we're okay.
Wow. Is there more questions? No, there isn't. Okay. That's it.
That's all.
It was all 20 of them.
Great, went through them questions.
We went through them fast.
Okay, well, alright. I wrote down like 2 or 3, but one of the ones that I have to, I'm gonna say it first because a lot of the places that we get to investigate, like Missouri State Penn, Pennhurst, West Virginia Penn, or the Ohio State Reformatory, me, this would be kind of, I don't know, I don't even know how to take this question right now. This is a question that somebody had come up with to ask spirits. And what? I guess it could work if you're in you're not in a prison. Let's just put it that way.
Okay.
Okay, well the question is, have you ever spent time in a government institution?
No, because my mom already had me tested and I'm okay.
But I mean, if you would, this is not a question you would go into Missouri State Penn or West Virginia and ask.
Wait, somebody asked that at a ghost hunt?
Yeah.
Asked it of the ghosts?
Yes. Asked a spirit that question at a prison.
Did the person running it look back at him and go, have you ever lived once? I don't know. That's the dumbest question in the world.
I know. If that question was asked by one of our guests, I think I'd be speechless. I think I would seriously wait for a response. And if they got one, I'd be shocked.
You'd probably
It'd be funny
later.
if they came through and said, no.
Beavis, you're a dork. What the?
I don't even know. I don't know. I think the kids' questions were they were better than this one.
Yeah, well, like they say, out of the mouth of kids, you never know what's going to happen.
That's true. That's true.
Like, I gotta say this because I'm going way off the topic now. There used to be a show on a long time ago called "Kids Say the Darndest Things."
Right.
And so the guy running the show was standing there, was talking to the one little girl, and they were talking about the Bible, and she was asking about Jesus and Mary and Joseph, and the one little kid sitting next to him had a really puzzled look on his face. He was kind of looking off, and the guy kept looking over at him. He goes, "Hey, hold on just a second." And he goes over to that kid, and he goes, "Are you okay?" And he goes, "Well, I know we read about Jesus and Mary and Joseph and God and the devil and Moses, but we never really hear anything about Andy." And he goes,
"Oh my God! Like, am I?"
He goes, "Andy?" He goes, "Yeah. They always talk about it." He goes, "There's no Andy in the Bible." He goes, "Yes, there is. Every Sunday I hear Andy walked with me. Andy talked with me."
Aww.
Okay, guess there's an Andy.
Hey, at least you know he was paying attention.
Yeah, no kidding. He was confused too.
Well, that would confuse me too if I heard someone ask that question. But
okay,
I don't even that question. I don't know. That's just I was actually surprised to Google, and that was one of the questions that popped up.
That's a really weird question to ask.
That was the only question I had for if you were walking into an investigation and were trying to ask a spirit a question. I mean, because I could write a book on all those questions that you could ask spirits, but
oh God, yeah,
we would be here a lot longer than an hour.
So let's talk about your hunt this last weekend.
Well, the only place I really get to go to is the Ohio State Reformatory.
Oh, you were back there again?
And I'll actually be back out there with Pam on the 20th here in a couple next weekend, next Friday. But I got to work with Tyler and Pam.
Cool.
Awesome. And it's always a pleasure to work with Tyler, of course. And
you never know what's going to come out of his mouth.
I know, and for all you listeners out there, you guys have heard us talk about Tyler. He is our boss he owns Ghost Hunts USA, and he is a little short British guy. Absolutely funny, awesome to work with, and Tyler did solitary
by himself.
With the groups, but like the three of us walked down to solitary first. You know how Tyler kind of he likes to walk the location or whatever before we start letting guests in. So we're walking around, and the only spot he was wanting to go to was solitary. And you know how, like, a lot of the groups, like, your friends won't walk. They won't walk first, and they won't be in the back. They want to be in the middle.
Yep.
That's Tyler. Tyler does that too.
I guess I never realized he does do that, doesn't he?
He does, and he's a psychic medium for all you listeners out there. Meanwhile, you got Pam. She's a psychic medium as well, and then you got little old me walking around with them too. I can see stuff and hear stuff, but not like they do when they're like, oh, well, there's somebody standing by that wall right there in that corner, and he's just watching us, and I'm like, just standing there like, okay.
Keep him over there.
Yeah, I'm looking around. Then we came back up, and Tyler said something was pulling him back down to solitary, so he made me go with him. And going down into the basement is not as bad. It's coming back out when you're in the back. It's creepy.
When you're the last one?
Yeah. Because, Tyler won't be the last one out. And then he stopped, said there was a guy behind the wall. There was a spirit standing behind the wall. And then, like, 2 seconds later, he jumps, and then I jump. Right before we come up the stairs. And I'm like, what? He's like, I can't even talk like Tyler, but
Witty Bago.
Winnie Bago. He's like, I don't know if that was your flashlight or something just leaped out at me. And I'm like, standing at the stairs like, all right, I'm going back up because I don't see nothing. So working with Tyler is always fun. Once again, I did the chapel because I'm a big fan of walking up and down 6 flights of stairs 3 or 4 times.
It helps keep your girlish figure, yeah.
Yeah, I like the stairs. But the guests the guests frown upon it, but I think I don't know who else is supposed to be with me on the 20th. It's me and Pam, and I think Ashley Lucky's coming out there and working with us. I think it's the three of us.
Cool.
So that should be a fun weekend.
Oh, yeah.
But as far as activity this past Friday night, I don't know, the chapel was kind of quiet. And then, the little area that I'm in, you got the chapel, which is, it's huge, open room, and then you got a set of stairs that go all the way up above the chapel, which is the tuberculosis area. And then you have the door you came in. If you made a right instead of a left, it takes you into the attic. And I don't know, the last few times we haven't had anything happen in the attic. And it's got the creep factor, but every time all night last Friday night, I could not get a person to go by themselves.
Really?
Yeah, and you know how you'll have volunteers and whatnot, and then, I do the whole name somebody you came with, and then somebody gives me a name, and I'll take that person, and then that person is like, I am not going in there by myself. And I'm like, what an experience, right? And they'll look at me and be like, yeah. I'm like, okay, well, come with me, and I'll give you a piece of equipment. No, can my friend come with me? And it's the same thing in the I did have one girl, I think, she was actually, she's in the Army. Really short little girl. She was there with her boyfriend. And she went up to the TB area by herself, and the periscope lit up a couple times for her. But other than that, the periscopes have not been hitting as much as they used to at the reformatory. And I don't know if it's just because I'm in the same area all the time. I do get like the same couple male voices that come through the phasma, stuff like that. But
it may be. It may be time for you to move to it. You to mix it up a little bit, because they're getting so used to you. They see you and go, okay, she's back again.
Yeah, because usually the male that does come through is just, it's profanity coming through. It's fuck off. The first group, I asked the phasma, I said, my friends are getting ready to leave. Is there anything you want to say to them? And it said, death to us all, through the phasma box.
Oh, lovely.
Uh-huh. And then they're like, okay, well, we're going to take a 15-minute break and we'll be back. So,
it was like when we went down the last time I was down at Missouri State Pen. When I walked into Building 4, I was one of the first ones, because, God, I can't remember her name. She unlocked the door for us, and I knocked and walked in, and it was instantaneous. It felt like I got a hug. I couldn't breathe. It was that arms wrapped around me, like somebody giving you a big hug, like they haven't seen you in a long time.
yeah.
And then every time I went over there, I felt calm over there. So
Now, Building 4, is that the one on the left-hand side, but when you're pulling in? Before you get to the main building where all the supplies are?
Well, yeah, it's the one where we do the opening, where you have all the chairs.
Oh, that's the one to the right.
Yeah, it's a segregation unit.
Okay, the one that has the dungeon in the bottom?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, it was the weirdest feeling. It was like I walked in, and then after that, it was like nothing I did over there was bothering me. I felt like I was at home.
It's kind of like RCI. When Beth and I were at RCI, like every weekend for a whole year before last, every single weekend, you talk to the same spirit, and it was kind of cool because there was almost interaction almost every weekend that we were there. Whether it be when it was just her and I there all day or all night, and you got the same feeling when you walked in there. And it was funny.
Go ahead.
Beth and I started exercising. We were like physically exercising, like stair stepping.
Yeah.
And Beth we were trying to record a video for Tyler, and then Beth had made the comment that we were exercising with the demons, not exercising the demons. It was quite entertaining. What were you going to say, though?
No, it's like when we're at the McIntyre Villa. McIntyre. I got to say it right. I keep saying it wrong. I apologize. The McIntyre Villa. This last time we were down there, was it 2 weeks ago? Yeah, because last weekend we went camping. So yeah, and when we got there, we've been learning little things. We've actually gotten to the point now where there's one little restaurant that we always stop and eat at, and they know us now by name, which is really kind of cool, because they'll come in and they're like, hey, you guys can sit over here. It's our table, but yeah, come on over here because the place will be busy. There might even be people waiting to get in there to sit down or waiting to sit down.
And they'll seat you guys?
Yeah, they'll seat us like, oh, no, you guys work here. Come on over here. And then they'll sit and talk. And then you'll get we're always either wearing Ghost Hunts USA t-shirts or Riverside, Iowa or RIP t-shirts. Well, what are you guys doing here? And we'll start telling them. And these are the local people that eat there. It's just a little local restaurant. Kind of one of those hidden gems that not a lot of people know about.
Right.
And we'll sit there, and after a while, the people that are sitting there eating will start noticing that the waitresses are just coming over and sitting down bullshitting with us. And the owner, she comes over and sits and bullshit with us, starts talking about things. And then all of a sudden they'll go, so, what are you doing down here? And we'll tell them where we're going to be at. And, let me tell you a story. And they'll tell us something. Then somebody else go, but did you know about this? And did you know about that? And this happened there. And my family knew about this. We're getting more information now than the owners are getting. Because the people are looking at the owners like they're kind of outcasts. They're, hey, what are you doing in our town? But when we sit down and talk to them, the people are like, oh no, come on over here. Hey, we back when I was a kid, we used to go through there and we used to see this and this, and they unload on you.
Well, maybe like some of the owners of the locations like that one, they don't show an interest into the paranormal field. They're just out for money, and that's why they won't associate with them as much as they do with you guys.
That's the weird part. The people that own it, Stephanie and Jeff that own it, they were actually just going to open it up and not charge people to come through it. So really? The money factor wasn't involved in the beginning, and I don't think it's a really big factor now. Like Stephanie they have cameras up in the building because they don't live there. They could, but they don't. But they have cameras that they can check with their phones and check at their house. Okay. And I set one of the cameras, the system I got from you, I set it right next to one of their cameras, and I had it throughout the house. But this door just opened all on its own. I'm thinking, okay, maybe it wasn't shut all the way. You open a door downstairs, pressure changes, wind's blowing outside. So I went up and I pushed on as hard as I could. And we did this like 9 times. We got it all on video. The door just opens, but you can hear and see the doorknob move before it opens. The door, it's like one of the old houses, really shiny floor, but the door is like 1.5 inches above the floor, so you can see underneath it. So we started watching the video and started watching underneath that door, thinking, okay, if somebody's in there and actually doing this, if somebody else is in the house or one of the guests is doing this, we're going to see a shadow. Mm-hmm. There was no shadows, no nothing. So what I did is one of them, they have a dog there, their little dog that they bring, and there's a little ball that the dog likes to play with. So I put it on the inside of the room because there's another way to get out, and I pushed the ball underneath the door to kind of hold it. Yeah. And we heard the doorknob rattle, and it was like the door tried to open 2 or 3 times, and it was like you could see it under the door. The ball looks like it gets kicked out of the way, and then the door opens. Like, get this goddamn ball out of my goddamn way. The DVR caught that? Yeah. We it also caught EMF detectors. We left them in the basement with a camera down there. We tried to do a couple little seance things down there, and it really wasn't going, so let's move on to a different area. So where you had the table set up and everything with the cross on the table and everything, nothing, you didn't get much down there? Not much at first, but then, so I left the camera recording there, and then later on, there's like 5 EMF detectors down there, and the one in the middle of the table starts going off. Now they're only like 1.5 foot apart, but nothing else is happening on any one of them. Then all of a sudden, on one side, one will go off, and then on the other side, one would go off. So something was moving through there, setting these things off, which was really cool that we got it on video. But so let's see, what else did we get that night? We had a lot of thunder and lightning outside, so it made it the creep factor even more, which was awesome. Okay. That's right. There was a storm rolling in before you guys did the video for me. Yeah, it got nasty that night. We had one couple that it was me, Michelle, and Kelly, and 7 women. So yeah, it was a little bit on the weird side. There wasn't a whole lot that happened until about 1 o'clock in the morning. And then it got really wild and busy. No matter where you went, EMF detectors were going off. The REM pod would go off. There was sounds. There was banging. Doors were slamming upstairs. We were all just sitting downstairs and like, hey, let's get as quiet as we can. We got real quiet, and then you heard this what sounds like footsteps going down the hallway upstairs, and then a door would slam, and people just kind of slowly scoot closer and closer together.
Huddle
Kind of
time.
looking, yeah. Or some people are like, "I'm going upstairs," so they go upstairs. And the one lady went upstairs with her friend, and they were standing there, and I guess we're talking in the hallway, and no, they were in one of the rooms, and we watched them on the camera go from one room to the other. Now, hanging in the closet is a dress that the lady who owned the house, it was 3 owners ago. She was an old old music school teacher that died in one of the chairs that are still in the house.
Yeah, it's like a black dress or something.
Yep. So the dress hangs in the closet. I moved it the first time we were there, and it really stirred up some stuff. So this time I decided I'm not going to piss anybody off. I'm just going to leave it. And they went in the room, and they were sitting there, and they said the closet door opened. Now we had the dress kind of hang. If you open a closet, like the bar is right in front of you, I hung it to the left and kind of pushed it back to where it was. They said the door came open on the closet, and the dress is sideways right in the middle of the door. So it's like somebody had moved it and turned it, and we caught them on video because I was like, look, they went in that room. I wonder how long they'll stay in there. And about 5 minutes later, they come booking it out of that room. They come downstairs like, what happened? They go, the door opened and that dress is moved. We don't want to go back up there alone. No way in hell.
I was going to say, well, you'll have to get the video and post it to our Facebook page so people can see the door thing.
I have to figure out how to get it off that chip. For some reason, like I said, my computer won't read it, and I don't understand why. But we'll get it. Somehow we'll get it. We'll get it all off there and watch it and get those clips out there.
I need to get with Beth, too, to find out how Salem went for them. Her and Ann went to Salem.
Oh, yeah. I saw some of the video when they were down in the Lizzie Borden house, too.
Was that a 3-night event?
I think so.
Okay.
That's a long night's event there.
That's a 15-hour drive for them.
Each night, or do they stay down there?
They stayed down there.
Hours?
Yeah, they drove 15 hours. Tyler thought it was 8 hours. Beth said, what time do we fly out? And Tyler was like, fly. So they ended up driving it. They ended up getting a rental car and driving.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, no thanks.
Ugh.
I'll stick to my 2.5 hours to the reformatory. Although I need to get somewhere else. This place is driving me crazy.
Yeah, I'm hoping that I think the Missouri State Pen in September sounds like it's going to be, there's quite a few people. I'm hoping he brings everybody again. And we just
Missouri
do it up.
State?
Yeah.
Do you know a date yet?
Yeah, it's on the site. Let me pull it up.
I think it was it like the 8th or something?
I don't remember.
Well, while you're looking that up, like one of the questions that I had wrote down, going back to Tyler, like with me walking around with Tyler, like one of the questions I found was actually to a paranormal investigator. Or it's actually one I kind of got off of Google, but it says how my question is to you. How do you feel about if you're around someone like Tyler who's got or Pam who's got psychic abilities? Do you think being around them when you're on an investigation that it enhances your abilities that you have? Does that make sense?
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, that's a good question.
Because sometimes if I investigate by myself, or I'm taking a group, it's the normal, I can see stuff, ooh, a cool breeze came through here, stuff like that, shadow figures, whatever, disembodied voices, but for some reason it's a different feeling when I'm around Tyler or even just Pam by herself.
Well, but if you think about it, sometimes, and this is the way I feel, sometimes I think that, like with Tyler and Pam and Beth and those guys that have the abilities that I don't have, I know that I know of. My abilities
Tyler hasn't told you yet that you have an ability, you just don't know how to use it?
I have an ability to lift 12 ounces at a time towards my mouth and take a drink and put it back down. But it seems like it's almost like once things start, I'm wondering if spirits or entities or whatever seem to realize that since they're there, since someone's there that can sense them and can somewhat communicate, that they don't come their morgue and almost follow him, going, "Hey, I'm right here. I'll come with, follow with Tyler a little bit, or Pam or Beth or whatever, and go, hey, I know you can hear me. I know you can see me. Let's talk." Or,
right.
"What are you doing here? Get out of here." Whatever.
Yeah, fuck off.
I'm thinking, I'm wondering if that isn't that's a good question. Does it enhance? I do believe I'm going to have to say yes. Because I agree with you. Every time that I'm with one of those guys, it seems to be more active and more.
I mean, it doesn't enhance it enough to where, when Tyler says that, well, there's a man standing over there in the corner, and I'm just standing there looking over in the corner, and I don't see anything. I could walk over there and I won't feel anything. So sometimes it baffles me.
Yeah.
But I was just curious how you felt about it, because there are some times where I'm like, it's different. I feel like I'm being watched a hell of a lot more when I'm around somebody with those abilities.
So that I have an issue with, like, sometimes I like to lay down on the floor. It's I don't know why.
A location?
And especially when we go there the very first time, I get this feeling that I want to lay down on the floor and just I try to control my breathing and try just kind of, it's almost in a meditating state to try to just relax as much as I can. And sometimes I get a feeling like there's something trying to pull me through the floor. And I'll just be standing there, and all of a sudden it's like I have to lay down. And I've done that twice. Once when we were with Tyler at Edinburgh, and once with who was it? We were at the Missouri State Pen when God, what's his name, was there with us. God, I can see him. He just changed his hair color to pink, I think. Chad and his sister. And Tyler was off somewhere else. Chad and his sister and Beth were in building 4. And I just all of a sudden laid down, and Beth kept talking about, hey, if you guys really want to, you can come lay down next to Bill. And it wasn't 2, maybe 3 seconds later, my entire right side went ice cold, and I couldn't get up because Chad's sister came over and goes, "Hey, come on, get up." And I looked at her, and I was trying to talk to her. In my mind, I was screaming at her. But I couldn't. Yeah, no, at Chad's sister, I was screaming at her. I'm trying to stand up. And then all that came out was, "I feel like I'm sinking." And that's when she kind of like put her hand on my chest and started patting my chest. And goes, "You need to get up. Don't let them pull you in." And the minute she did that, my arm stopped being cold, and I was able to get up. But I couldn't move, and I couldn't tell her exactly what was going through my mind. I was frozen. I was paralyzed. I couldn't move. So, and I've tried that with no one else there, and it doesn't happen. So I don't know.
But it happens more when you have somebody like Beth. I think Chad has abilities too, but I don't think his are as strong as like Tyler and Beth and Pam. But
I'd like to try it one time with Tyler, Beth, Pam, Andrew, and Michelle all standing around me and just see what happens.
Don't forget Ashley.
And Ashley, yeah.
Don't go nowhere without Ashley. If I could put her in my pocket, I would. Ashley Brennan.
I just see what would happen.
I'm still having a hard time trying to pull up like the top 10 celebrity paranormal investigators.
Well, it's because I have it blocked, because I'm getting tired of people, the paparazzi are outside my house all the time.
They're constantly calling you and sending you fan mail.
Oh, jeez, it's just like if I could count the number of tens of time that's happened, it's just, I have to get up and go to work each morning. I have to dress like my wife so no one knows who I am. And I'm tired of wearing those fishnet stockings. I only do that on Saturday nights. But it's, it's just a pain.
Is it because I'm putting in paranormal investigators? Do I need to put in ghost hunters?
I would try it. Put it in. Put it in there.
It didn't work either. Nothing.
Now on Talk Live Paranormal with Shannon and Bill, Shannon's going to look up. We have no idea what Google's going to give us.
It should be like, just give me a random word, and I'm just going to Google it. Something paranormal related.
I Why is it that Smurf sperm came to my mind? I don't know why.
Fuck.
I don't know.
Seriously, just say Smurf sperm. Say that 3 times real fast.
Well, I have a. Okay, so we use like silicone stuff when we're fixing the camper and everything. And my dad, my whole entire life, has called it Smurf. It's blue. So my dad always says, "Go get the can of Smurf sperm." So I know what he's talking about. I have a can sitting right here. So the minute you said that, I looked right at the can and went, "Smurf sperm."
There's actually a cocktail. There's actually a drink called Smurf sperm.
You did not type that in there.
Yes, I did. You know what popped up? Smurf sperm recipe. Thank you, Google.
La 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 la.
Oh, then it goes into dirty named cocktails. That's a whole different show.
Yeah, that's a Friday night show.
That's a Friday night. I don't even know what to put now.
Just type in dark entity. See what it comes up with. If it shows a picture of me,
dark entity name. Nope, none of these are a picture of you.
God, thank God.
Detection of dark force entity.
You know, and for anybody who's listening, you're probably thinking, wait a minute, these guys do this and they have to look up stuff on Google and Facebook and all this. Of course we do. Remember, there's no such thing as a professional ghost hunter. Not everybody knows everything. If you get somebody who says, well, I know. Oh my God. If you get somebody who shows up and decides they're going to exercise, not work out with weights or do, come on, ladies, 1 and 2, not exercise like that, but exercise the entities to let them go to the other side at a ghost hunt. What would you do, Shannon? What would you do if you caught someone on one of your hunts that they went through the different groups, and then during free time, they're walking around trying to get rid of all the spirits that are there? What would you do?
Well, a lot of people frown upon that.
Well, there's a lot of reasons that I frown upon that. Number one, they're not going to go if they don't want to go.
Right.
If they're there for a reason, they're there for a reason. Number two, even just looking outside the paranormal piece of it, if you don't believe that people should be doing hunts or paranormal investigations, because I'm not Elmo Fudd and we're hunting a ghost. No, even if you don't believe in that, or you believe that you can help them cross over to the other side, you shouldn't be doing that. Main reason is this is somebody's livelihood. This is how they make money. Why should you stop them from making money off something that other people enjoy doing?
Right.
Stop it.
I do know a lot of location owners do. I mean, I know quite a few of them that don't like you doing it just for that simple reason. I mean, not money-hungry people, but just for, the fact of the amount of people that want to come into that location. You know what I mean?
So please, anybody who's listening, don't do that. If you want to do it in your own home. If someone
keep them out of your own house, not somebody else's property.
If someone else calls you and says, I really want them out of my home, then go for it. Heck, give me a call. I'll come help you if I can. But don't just do it because you're going to do it and destroy somebody else's livelihood. That's just bull. So there's my rant for the day.
So I typed in in dark entity.
Can chocolate have ghosts?
Ghosts have chocolate?
Well, no. Can chocolate have ghosts? So I
really?
just ate a piece of chocolate.
Kids were asking if cow can have a ghost.
Well, I just ate a piece of chocolate, and I wonder, is his ghost going to come back and haunt me? Because chocolate came from a living thing. It came from a living tree.
No more chocolate for you.
I've had a lot.
Yeah, Google didn't give me anything. I mean, it gave me like the detection of dark forces entities attached to an aurora or a body, which is like a book. And I mean, this is the only reason we Google random Google stuff, is because, like every other paranormal investigator, we don't know everything there is to know about this field. There's always something you can learn.
Okay, so we do have a question, and it's why do you not post all the evidence you find at every investigation? Well, there's a lot of different answers for that. And I'll start because
Okay.
we do a lot of private investigations, and we don't post anything. We may talk about the investigation on our posts. We may talk about things, but we never give number 1 location, number 2 names, and number 3 that's private stuff. This is something somebody's going through. We are in the middle of one investigation that we've been doing for quite a while because it stopped and now it started again, so we're going back again. I'm not going to post any of that. Do I post everything that we find from, say, Missouri State Pen or Edinburgh Manor? No, I don't post everything, only because sometimes we'll get something and I'll look at it and even I will question it.
Right, you worry about the slack that you'll catch and whether something's photoshopped or...
I'm fat and furry. I don't worry about anything, okay? On stuff like the flack I'm going to catch. I got big shoulders. I can take that piece. One of the main reasons I don't post it is we'll post certain things. If we get a voice that comes across or something, yeah, we'll post that because we may never get it again. But some things we won't post because I don't want to get people preconceived notions when they come into a place. Because you'll get a lot of people to look at it and go, "That's cool. What did they find?"
Right.
Well, they say they found stuff, but they never post anything. Well, then nothing can be there. That's not true. We may not post stuff just because we want you to come and tell us what experience you've had. I can tell you about experiences we've had all day long.
Right.
And we can sit around a coffee shop and have whiskey and talk about experiences we've had all day long. But as our guests, as a paying guest, I want to see what you come up with. I want to see what you find. I want to see, and sometimes I want to know, does it match what I got in the same location, in the same area of the building? Like
True.
down in, did I tell you the owner of McIntyre had a new addition to their house?
All right, wait, the box?
Yeah.
Yeah, you showed it to me in the video.
Okay. So for those people who don't know, the owner of the McIntyre Villa, which is in Atchison, Kansas, awesome place to go. Look it up on Ghost Hunts USA. We will be back there again. Come join us. See if you can make it through the entire night.
Bill can do it. You can do it.
The owner received from his family, when people used to pass away, they would, we still do it. They call them wakes. You go to a wake and then they see the body and they say goodbye and stuff and all that fun stuff. But way back, the way the wake started, the person used to be more or less on display in their home for so many hours. They were always in a box that usually wasn't the actual coffin they were buried in. It was actually used, a lot of times it was a family box, so a lot of people used that box. The owner received his great-great-grandfather's wake box, which is now in the house. And when I told the guests what it was, they all walked the other way. I didn't understand why. No, well, I don't understand why. I asked a lot of them, why'd you leave? That's freaky. Don't you?
Other than the way that it was cut out in like old Western days, that's kind of like the box it reminds me of when you showed it to me. All right.
Well, it's in the one lady goes, that was freaking me out too much. I said, have you never been to a funeral? Have you never been to a wake? What's the difference? She went,
because it's somebody else's that you don't know. That's why.
She goes, because I know that the box they're in is going with them.
Right.
And I had to kind of look and go, well, okay, I understand that one now.
That's a good way to look at it. One of the questions I had found earlier was it was somebody asking a paranormal investigator, how exciting is it to be a ghost hunter or paranormal investigator? How exciting is it, Bill?
Wow. It's tiring.
Very tiring.
It's time consuming.
Absolutely.
It's draining. But I would have to say that most of the time, it is kind of exciting. To me, it is.
I would agree. I would agree.
Especially when you're doing someplace you've never done and you've only heard stories, and you kind of look around and go, okay, what's here, what's not here, what are we going to do, what are we going to find? So it's the personal excitement that you get build up when you're going there for the first time.
I would agree with that. Well, I mean, there's even locations that I've been to, like RCI, being there for every weekend. You would think I would get sick of it, but we never got sick of it because it was like something different every weekend. It wasn't always the same stuff. And if it was the same stuff over and over, then yes, I would kind of lose the excitement.
Yeah, we haven't been back to Edinburgh Manor since April or May, and we go there in 2 weeks. We're back there for the first time in a while. Which, anybody who's listening, if you're coming there, and I need to put this post out anyway, I need to do a video on this and put it out on Ghost Hunts USA, please dress for a very hot building. It's going to be warm in there.
That's the same thing for the reformatory.
Oh, please, anybody, please check the weather in that area. See what it's going to be. Call.
You can bring a hoodie. Bring a hoodie. I would always recommend bringing a hoodie because when the temperature drops and you got locations like the reformatory that have busted out windows, if the temperature does drop at night, it does get kind of chilly in there.
Oh,
I mean, I would have a hoodie. But you definitely do not need to wear jeans. Flip-flops. Please don't wear flip-flops.
That is the freakiest noise in the middle of that.
Yeah, not to mention if something scares the crap out of somebody, they're going to take off running with flip-flops on. We don't recommend running, but, if you see my boss run, then you kind of run too.
If Tyler takes off running, you don't have to be the slowest. Well, you don't have to be the fastest, just don't be the slowest.
Right. Yeah, well, actually, the last time we were at last Friday, it was actually kind of cool. Like, it was breezy, and then when it got dark, the temperature dropped a little bit, and I didn't have a hoodie. But yeah, I would recommend having a hoodie anywhere you go, just in case, just because of some of the places are just dirty to begin with.
And if you're coming to a location and you're going to gripe about it being dirty, if it's an abandoned damn building, or it's old as hell and no one ever lives there and the windows are busted out, it's probably going to be dirty. Come on, people. Please use some common sense.
Hey, I recommend going to Yorktown, Texas. Where we go to, the boss man hadn't even went and checked it out and sent Beth and I down there to Yorkham, Texas. Okay, and I'm not kidding, in the rental car driving, it didn't even hit me that I was like, this is like some straight up Texas Chainsaw shit. And she looks at me and smacks me. And I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. Like, that just came out. I totally didn't even put those two together. But it is. It's like straight up something out of Texas Chainsaw. And then we get to this building, and it's Yoakum Memorial Hospital is what it is. Yoakum Hospital. Or Yorktown. There is a Yoakum Hospital, too, like 20 minutes away. But we did Yorktown, and there's only one way in the front. Just the one door in the front is the only way in, unless you jump the fence with the barbed wire at the top. Then you have, 6, 7 different entries. And I'm not talking like doors unlocked or anything, because there was out of those 7 entries, there's probably 2 or 3 doors that were supposed to be locked but won't even close all the way so you can open them. And then the other 4 entries are where the building is collapsed and anything can come in the back. All you gotta do is get over the fence.
We have to take a quick moment of silence in memory and loss. I talk about buildings falling over. What? Down there in Kentucky, where all the bourbon in the barrels, the building full of all the barrels of the bourbon that were aging, the building collapsed and they had to burn all that alcohol in place.
What? I might shed a tear.
We have to moment of silence. Okay, that's enough.
For alcohol.
Yeah, no kidding. Think of all them poor starving children in Africa.
They just ruined my night. I'm sitting here aw. But yeah.
So, yeah. People are crazy. People are weird sometimes when they do that. But, just think about it first before you go in. Think about the things that are going on before you decide to go in and not understand, well, why is it so dirty? Is there mold down here? More than likely, there's mold everywhere.
Oh yeah, there's no electricity there too. I mean, how many of our locations have you been to that doesn't have electricity?
A lot of them.
Well, like the ones, like Missouri's got electricity, like the reformatory's got electricity. Most of the ones I've been to have electricity.
But they turn it off. They turn the lights off.
Well, yeah, really but I mean, this one didn't even have that option. Okay, and the guests had Porta Johns.
We won't even go into that.
Yeah. So we went to the dollar store and got some battery operated lanterns. Just sit near the chips and snacks, all that stuff, and sign in. We had little battery operated lanterns.
You made the ambiance for them when they first signed in.
We did, and then I think we left that stuff there when we left because we couldn't take it on the plane.
I so want to tell you what we're going to be doing in the Missouri State Pen, but I don't know if I can. I want to say it over the air. And it's a September 20th, 21st, and 22nd, but it doesn't look like anyone is signed up for the Thursday one.
Is it like a special event? Special guest?
For anybody who's listening, thinking about going to the Missouri State Pen in September.
Don't tell anybody else. This goes no further than all of us.
Well,
okay?
I'm actually not going to tell it over the air. I'll tell you when we get off the air. When we get off the air, how about that?
Now you know everybody that's listening is like, oh.
So here's the thing: go on to Ghost Hunts USA. Pick the location, Missouri State Penitentiary, Jefferson City, Missouri, September events, and book it. And come on down and see what we're going to do. We're going to try a little something special.
Special?
Special. Just like my mom says, I'm special.
Oh, you're special, all right.
I'm in the corner right now.
With your microphone in your headset.
I sit in the corner and rock.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, freaky.
You are the best co-host in the world. You are the best co-host in the world.
And I'm not even on drugs, I don't think.
It's still early. It's only almost midnight.
Who cares? It's just time. And I work for the government, so what the heck?
Oh, so you can get away with it.
I'll sleep at my desk. I could do like the cops are doing and making all the videos of them singing.
The lip-syncing battles?
Yeah. Which, if you're a cop, you're an officer out there and you're doing that lip-syncing battle, I've heard some people say, we're paying them to do that. Why not? They don't get enough fun time when they're working. They don't get enough fun time with their job. Let them do it. Keep it up.
I've seen people lashing out like, what are they doing? Who's watching the streets while they're making the videos? I'm sure they're not all in the video.
Yeah, there are other cops. They make more each day.
Yeah, but they usually got a few years before they actually become one. Like at least 18.
Before they become a cop?
Well, yeah. They gotta be at least 18, right?
Well, yeah, but...
Said they make more every day. I'm thinking like, okay, they're born.
Wow, we both went to the wrong we both went to the wrong direction at the same time.
My bad. I'm only allowed to have half a blonde moment because the other half is purple.
Well, okay, we'll let you have that.
All right. You gotta let that one slide.
All right, so we're going to throw out the Ghost Hunts USA thing. GhostHuntsUSA.com. It's all one word. Go there. .com. There's yeah, I can't get that high.
I'm getting slap happy. Sorry.
My voice, that is. Go there. Look through there. There's probably something in your area. When did we get the Brackenfern Manor in California?
That was on there when we tried to pull them all up and talk about them 3 or 4 weeks ago.
And did you see the new Kennedy gold mine in California?
I heard about that one from Tyler and Pam past weekend.
The Kennedy gold mine in Jackson is rumored to be one one of the most haunted mines in the USA, dating back January 4th, 1860. It is one of the largest and deepest mines at 5,912 feet. Marked in California's history and death, the Kennedy Mine has a haunted reputation, and many believe it's related to over 30 deaths that occurred here deep underground. Some investigators and visitors have been scratched and marked. Others feel upset and anger whilst they investigate the mine. Who is the dark figure that presents itself here? Go to Ghost Hunts USA and find out. Dun, 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 dun.
All right, well, we just got our dinging.
Yep.
We gotta wrap it up.
We want to thank everybody for listening. Thank everybody for everything you do. Keep coming back each week. We'll try to keep coming up with stuff each week.
Yeah, just random shit, you know.
Shannon, you are the best. You're the awesomest co-host there is. Jimmy,
no. Did you say awesomest?
Awesomest. So, Jimmy, I know you're there. He's our producer. Jimmy, thank you for everything you do and keeping us moving and keeping us on schedule. Thanks, everybody out there. Keep it up, people. Keep the questions coming. We'll try to answer as many as we can, and we'll try to make sure that we give you the best show we possibly can.